My biggest disappointment yesterday wasn't the non-leg before of Jaswell. It wasn't the tactics of Brathwaite not taking the new ball immediately. My biggest disappointment yesterday was with Joshua da Silva, his inability to provide good data to the West Indies captain in those referrals. We lost 3 referrals yesterday. And so when the umpire made a mistake, we have used up all our referrals. None of the 3 referrals that we used up yesterday, none of them was on height. All of them was on length and line. And that goes down to the wicket keeper, who clearly does not have a proper judgment of where the ball is pitching. The first one was the most glaring. He saw the ball all the way. Well, let's see. I believe he should have seen it. So let me say, I believe he has seen the ball all the way. The ball pitched outside the legs off stump. It leaves the batsman. It goes through it, brush the batsman back shoulder and goes through to him. And yet still, da Silva, for some unimaginable reason, believes that the ball comes off the bat. That was not good from da Silva. That was clearly guesswork. And in this cricket, when you guess, when you don't have a strategy, when you don't plan properly, it comes back to bite you. Hello everyone, and welcome to the show, the first hour watch along. Please slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. It's free to subscribe and you click only once. And remember our official partner, One Win. Because with the West Indies losing, maybe you can win some money from One Win. Maybe that will cheer you up. Play the game as we go along. So the West Indies have decided to start with Older. So Older makes his way now and ball to Joshua, and it's outside the half stump and the young man leaves alone. Credit must be given to the West Indies bowlers yesterday. Despite our disappointment, they restricted India to 232 runs in 90 overs. Not only did they restrict them to 232 runs in 90 overs, they bowled their 90 overs before 5:30 Dominica time. So that was good. Although they missed the 5 p.m. deadline, they bowled it. So I want to give credit. Again, Joshua, just leave alone outside the half stump as the ball goes through to the keeper, Joshua da Silva. Someone asked the question, after that 100 that Joshua da Silva made against England, is it now time that we call for the removal of Joshua da Silva from the team? Going into the second test, personally, I would not be playing Joshua da Silva. I'll make a drastic decision. My decision would be to play Pooran and bat him at number 7. That would be my decision for the second test. It was a great bowling performance from the team yesterday. We did well. But Joshua da Silva cost us a wicket. He cost us a wicket because he's not concentrating and he's living in hope than what actually is taking place on the field. Hello, good evening to you. You're from India. Okay, it's 7:30 p.m. in India. That's right. Yes, it's 7:30 p.m. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here, Singh. We'll share out, make a comeback in the test team soon. The way we are going right now, anyone can play. Anyone can play right now the way we are going. So whosoever the West Indies selectors select now, As long as it is not this recycled bunch, I will go with them. If they want to call up Kevin Wickham or Kevin Anderson, if they want to call up those youngsters, I wouldn't have an issue. Because it's better we fail with those youngsters and hope that over time they will improve than continue to be embarrassed by this recycled set of young men. It is time we move on. Yes, Sheldon, I agree. It's a fantastic bowling. You're saying that Pooran is in the MLC. But that doesn't prevent West Indies from calling him up for the test match in the MLC. After the test match, we'll be playing some one-day series. The MLC will still be going on when those ODI matches are playing. And I'm sure that Pooran is going to turn up for those matches. So he in the MLC doesn't mean that he cannot turn up for the West Indies. So I don't think that is either here or there. Really, Carlton, do you expect the West Indies selectors to drop the silver for the test in Trinidad? I do not expect them to do it because they don't do things that is rational. You cannot follow a rational sequence by the West Indies. So I do not expect them to drop the silver in Trinidad. But if we are looking at performance, and the performance goes, a cricketer performance is reflected in the data. And the silver data doesn't look good. I am telling you this morning that the silver could not make any other test team in the world with his present performance. And the question must be asked, what value is the silver bringing to the West Indies team? What is the value that the silver is bringing to the West Indies team? Sherwin, good to see you, man. Welcome back to the show. Glad you are here. I always like when you're here. You are saying that the silver should not be dropped. And I have no issue with someone who believes that the silver should not be dropped. And in the same way, I hope you have no issue with I saying that he should be dropped. Because at the end of the day, our forum here is all about the opinions. We voiced our opinions and we have a good chat. We celebrate the lows, we celebrate the victories, and we sympathize with the lows. Sherwin is saying that Blackwood, Reefer, Older, Roach, and Gabriel. I have no issue with those 5 getting dropped. And I want to say something. I want to that no one in this test team guarantee their place in the next test match. Maybe except Joseph, and Warrican has been bowling well. He has not been getting the reward that we would hope that he will get. And it just shows the difference in quality of our spinners to the Indian spinners. And mark you, I think whatsoever the pitch was, India was always going to win the match. But I think West Indies' best chance was to prepare a fast, bouncy pitch. That would have been our best chance. You saw yesterday when Joseph was working up some pace, Jaiswal was running. It's a dead track. Joseph was just bowling about 140, 139, and Jaiswal was running. What if he was bowling 148, 150? Our best chance to have defeated the Indians would have been to prepare a fast, bouncy pitch. Do the silver should be added to the ODI team. Atina, I do not agree with you, but I hope you understand my position. I am not going to run down your position. I am not going to say he should not be in the ODI team. However, I would not pick him in the ODI team. I ask the question again, what value is the silver presently adding to the West team? But the silver is one of the leading run scorers in regional cricket. Though they would drop him. Anthony Evans, it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. Because everything that everyone is saying to me, they are still not answering the question. And as I said many times, even just now, I accept your opinion. I appreciate your opinion. And you're entitled to your opinion. But the question I'm asking is, what value is the silver adding to the West Indies team? And that question can be asked for most of the players. What value is Older adding to the team? What value is Blackwood adding to the team? It can be asked for most of what value is Reefer adding to the team. You heard yesterday Mr. Davis said that Reefer cannot carry water for his schoolboy team. So what value are these players? It better we now trying to start with a set of youngsters. It better those youngsters fail us more than this bunch that continue that sorry about that. More than this bunch that we continue to recycle, who is causing us so much frustration. As I look at the field, that was an on-drive, so Older ball to Jaiswal, who on-drive beautifully through the onside, down through the middle and down to the boundary for 4. And the score now is now 320 for 2. That was a good-looking on-drive. Older going round the wicket to Jaiswal. In my opinion this morning, and let's talk about some cricket now. In my opinion this morning, we should have started with Joseph and Warrican. I definitely think that Warrican was our best bowler yesterday, and we should have started with him. And a brand new ball, we should have also given it to Joseph. As Older makes his way in, round the wicket, ball to Jaiswal, and Jaiswal plays that one down to gully, and there is no run. A good diving stop by Atanaz to his right in the gully, and the score remained on 20 for 2. And over of the day's play, the 4th delivery being bowled by Older, who have so far gotten none for 35 from his 15 overs. He's in his 16th over now. West Indies make some adjustment in the field as Brathwaite made some adjustment. Kohli is on 38. With him is Jaiswal, who is on 149, who should not have been there, as Older round the wicket, ball to Jaiswal, who drives back down the offside of the pitch. Older put down those big hands and field in his follow-through, and there's no run. The score is now 320. The score remains 320 for 2. We're at over number 116, being bowled by Jason Older. This is his 15th over. Kohli is on 38. Jaiswal is on 143. And he has played shots all around the ground. But we saw yesterday where he was backing away from the fast pitch delivery, as Older now begins to move in. He aborted his run-up. Yes, he's up and ball to Jaiswal short, and he pulls this down behind square. Roach comes off the 5-leg boundary, running to his right field, and send the return into the keeper, that's Silva. And Jaiswal now moves up to 150. So 150 for Jaiswal. Kohli is on 38. India 321 for 2. And this is a good knock from the young man. Albeit he should not have been there, but it goes down to Da Silva giving the captain wrong instruction and allowing West Indies to burn their review. So Kohli, who's on 38, comes into strike now. This is the final delivery of the second over of the day's play. Older in his 16th over, none for 36 so far from 16. They have kept it tight, but he lacks penetration as Kohli seconds over his bat, and Jason Older switched to over the wicket to bowl to the Indian superstar. As we watch, as he passes the umpire up to the wicket and bowl to Kohli, and Kohli onto the front foot, a solid defensive strokes, and he plays this one out to the man at cover, and there is no run. 321 for 2 at the end of the second over of the day's play. If we drop Da Silva, who would replace him with? I'll call Pooran. I'll ask Pooran. My first choice would be Pooran. I'll call Pooran and ask him to bat at number 7. Da Silva also got a wicket with a catch and a review. He got a wicket with a catch and a review. That's his job. You don't When the postman deliver the mail, that's the postman job. You don't celebrate the postman delivering the mail. You don't celebrate the Silva taking a catch and initiating a correct review. That is his job. He missed 3 reviews yesterday, 3 of them. The 3 reviews that West Indies lost yesterday was down to Joshua Da Silva not picking the line of the ball correctly. Am I right or am I wrong? Were those 3 reviews down to Joshua Da Silva not picking? And I'm not attacking the young man because I don't want it to come across as if I am attacking the young man. I'm not attacking the young man. I have nothing against him. I'm just stating a fact. And you guys, I'm just stating a fact. Did he pick the line for those 3 reviews correctly? No, he did not. I'm just stating a fact. The last time he passed 50 was when he made 100 against England. Is that a fact? I'm just stating a fact. I have nothing against the young man. I'm not telling a lie on him. I'm speaking the truth as Warwick continues continues to bowl in this good spell of his. Jarasal is the one 151. So Cole is back on strike. He's on 38. Cole is yet to get off the mark since morning. So Warwick will go round the wicket to Kohli, a slipper gully and a forward shot leg. In comes Warwick, bowl to Kohli, and Kohli drives the ball out to mid-off, short extra cover, and there is no run. So as we watch, what was that there? They're showing something. Warwick again, round the wicket to Kohli, a pitched up delivery, which Kohli drives back down the onside of the pitch, and the bowler fielding his through the score remain on 322 for 2. This is as Warwick round the wicket. The third over of the day is played. 2 slips on a forward short leg, and Kohli defends down back the pitch. Warwick will now pick up the ball in his follow through, and again there's no run. Warwick has been bowling very tight. Maybe we would like a little more penetration from him, but we're not getting that as Warwick wheels away, and he comes now round the wicket to bowl to Kohli. Up he comes. And bowl to Kohli, and Kohli to this delivery is whipping the ball in the onside. Can't beat the man at short mid-wicket, and there is no run. So at the end of over number 117, the third over of the morning's play, India are 322 for 2. Joshua Da Silva is having 27.6 in Test cricket. Sherwin, that is now the standard. And let's get off Joshua Da Silva, because I'm really not attacking the young man. I was just stating some fact, but that cannot be the standard. Our wicketkeeper having 27.6. That cannot be the standard. You forgot Atanaz. What about Atanaz, JP Nicol? And what do I forget about him? Give the players a chance, brother, and not criticize them so bad. But Christopher Bristol, no, man, we are all entitled to our opinion, and I'm stating facts here. I'm stating facts. And I did say that we bowled brilliantly yesterday, restricting India to only 232 runs. That was good bowling. Christopher Bristol, I am only stating the fact, man. I'm only stating the fact. They are our players. I want them to do well, because when they do well, we are happy. But over the wicket, ball to Jarsal outside the off stump, through to Da Silva, who took that one comfortable. So Christopher, I am not attacking them, man. I'm not attacking them. Stepping on Trinito's, Athena. Oh, I'm stepping. No, man. I do not. No, if it was a Jamaican keeping or a Guyanese keeping, and we make those mistakes with the line. But as I said, let's move on from Athanaze and let's concentrate on the cricket. Do you agree with us starting with Jason Holder this morning? I would have preferred us to start with Joseph and Warwick, and I don't have, as Joseph over the wicket, ball to Jarasal, and Jarasal just strokes the ball into the offside, forward of point, and they go through for a single, and he moves up now to 152. Kohli will now come into strike, who is on 138. I agree. Sherwin is saying, well, thank you, Sherwin. You agree that we are not recycling failure. So looking around, I do see any outstanding wicketkeeper emerging at present. That's why I would go to Pooran and ask him to bat 20 overs, batting at number 7. If I said to Pooran, can you play some Test cricket for me? I want you to bat at number 7. I want you to bat 20 overs. Pooran is going to give me an average in those 20 overs, 50, 60 runs as Older makes his way in over the wicket and bowl to Kohli, and Kohli again just defends. He opened the face of the bat and guides it down to backward point, and there is no run. It's good to see Cornwall on the field. It's very interesting to see Cornwall on the field because he left the field yesterday, and when Cornwall left the field yesterday, that was so much of a talking point. Persons were starting to see here. You see that he cannot last a day in the cricket, but it's good to see Cornwall on the field, you know, and it's pleasing. It's pleasing as Older over the wicket, ball to Kohli, and Kohli again onto the front foot. He strokes the ball to the man at cover, and there is no run. The score remains 123 for 2. We are in the fourth over of the morning's play, being bowled by Jason Older. He has so far gotten none for 37 from his 16.4 overs. As we watch, Older walks back to the top of his mark. He's just about to turn now, with the wrap tucking out from behind as he passes the umpire now and bowl to Kohli, and Kohli again just open the face of the bat and guides it down to the man at backward point, and again there's no run. Kohli's yet to score since morning. He's on 38. With him is Jalswal, who's on 52, as India replying to West Indies 150 being bowled out on the first day are 323 for 2. That's a lead of 173 with 8 wickets remaining in hand as Older, the final delivery of his 17th over coming up now. He begins to move in. He leans forward in that customary way of him, passes the umpire and ball to Kohli. A very good delivery on mid and half stump, and Kohli just plays the ball down to mid on. At the end of the over, Kohli remains on 38. Jalswal is on 152. India 323 for 2 on the third morning. How do you like Alex Atanay's bowling? I told you before he can be developed into a top-end off-spinner. Sherwin, when I look at Atanay's bowling, it reminds me of Vivian Richards. Vivian Richards, a great batsman who could turn over his arm and got the 5 wickets in the test innings already. So if you think that Atanay can develop into a great bowler, that's okay. But I do not see Atanay nothing more than how you would see Vivian Richards or Larry Gomes contributing some overs to give the 4-prong pace attack a break. Now, you will recall that recently, just about a month or so ago, Carl Hooper said when he went into the West Indies team and was asked to bowl, it affected his batting. That's what Carl Hooper said a month or so ago. He said the bowling that he has to do affected his batting. Now, I like Atanay, the fact that he can bowl a few overs. I would not want him to develop into an all-rounder. I want him to develop into a great batsman who averages above 50 for the West Indies. That's what I want him to concentrate on. And a great batsman who average above 50 for the West Indies. I'm not going to put too much on the young man's shoulder. Fine, being able to bowl a few overs in a match, that is good. Your devotion to West Indies cricket is admirable, but the time has come to admit that these West Indies players are mediocre and not up to international standard. Zayar Mohammed, I accept that long ago, sir. I accept that long ago, but it is mediocre, but we are still better than a number of teams. We continue to beat teams like Zimbabwe and Bangladesh, and we continue to be competitive against teams like Pakistan. Mark you, we are not competitive against South Africa. Up to last year, or 2 years ago, last year we beat England in a test series in the Caribbean. Now, a number of times, persons will come and they will say to me that the West Indies team is mediocre and so on. And, you know, I don't know where you're from. Maybe you're from India or maybe you're from Pakistan or so on. But one of the things that I've always said to the Indians, because this is all about banter, and when the Indians come and say that the West Indies team is mediocre, what I always pointed out to the Indians, so Kohli is on 40, Warwick on is round the wicket, ball to Kohli, and there's a silly point, a slip and a gully, and that one just landing short of silly point, the end of the over. So I'm coming back to you, Sarah. The last time India, despite all 1 billion fanatical cricket supporters in India, despite all the money in India cricket, despite the spectacle and grandeur of the IPL, the last time that India won a World Cup at the senior level was 2011. Since then, West Indies, the pauperized West Indies, the West Indies with the mediocre players have won 2 World Cups. So my good friend from India, hug up that. The bowling looks like it lacks any penetration. It does. It is tidy and decent, but it lacks penetration. When things that go in your way, bring in your second fastest bowler and pepper the opponents with some short balls for like 10 overs. No issue with that. Glenn Campbell, welcome to the show again this morning. Over the wicket ball to Jaiswal, that's a short rising delivery. That's the point I'm making about the pitch. If we had prepared a green top, as I said, India may still would have won the match. But our best chance of upsetting India is to have prepared a green top. Sound doctrine this morning, boss. I echo your sentiments along with fast bouncy tracks. Trap means Gabriel no older. Imagine new ball not given to Joseph. Yes, the ball is 13 overs. Just 13 overs, and they are not giving it to our fastest bowler. Well done, Glenn Campbell. Well, you and I agree on something. Finally, you and I agree on something, Glenn Campbell. That's nice. Just admit West Indies are a weak team with regional issues that no one is willing to fix. I admit those things, Geran Rose. Yes, Geran Rose, if you follow me, you would have noticed that ever so often I comes out with my ideas of what I need to fix West Indies cricket. And even as recently as this week, I think it was Sunday, that I gave my suggestions on how we can go forward fixing West Indies cricket. So I am aware that it is weak. But when do we move forward to the next level? When do we move away from the criticism? When do we move away from saying that the team is weak and the regional cricket is weak? When is it that we move away to start finding solutions? And that's why ever so often I have done shows that I come up with ideas that I think can work. I am not going to sit here and tell you that I have the perfect answer to what West Indies cricket needs. But just like how I go forward and present my ideas of what I need to do, Geran Rose, Anthony Evans, Glenn Campbell, Sheldon Smith, I want you guys to come up with ideas and tell me how we can fix West Indies cricket. John P. Nicol, I want Murdered, all of those wonderful legends in the chat. All of you who are watching, please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button and register today with 1 win. Because maybe that's the only thing we are going to win out of this game when we register with 1 win. On this dead pitch, bowling full balls will just get you driven all day. That is true. All right. That is true. We cannot pitch up Anthony Evans on this pitch. That is good. And that is the type of conversation I like. We have to be back off the length. But we did a good job yesterday. We conceded only 232 runs. So overall, we bowled good yesterday. But someone make a point just now that we need somebody to attack them with some short delivery, even for 10 overs, maybe even for 8 or whatsoever. But that's a strategy that we could use. As Older makes his way in now, the final delivery of the over, ball to Jaiswal, and that was short, and he pulls it away, down behind, square for a sink, and another run to Jaiswal. That moves them up to 156. Kohli is on 41. The score is 329 for 2 at the end of the over. So West Indies have completed 120 overs now in the innings, and have only picked up 2 wickets. 120 overs for for 329 runs. That's less than 3 runs per over. So when it comes to keeping it tight, we have done that. But there's no penetration there. There's no penetration. Warrican is like to chase as a bowler to me. They only takes wicket when the batters bat like idiots. So Warrican and Chase, Sherwin is making his point and compare Warrican and Chase. How many wicket keepers have averaged more runs in the history of West Indies cricket with keepers? Could you do that research for me, Sherwin? I would not have that information off the tip of my hand. But I know that 27.9 or even 28 can't be the standard that we are looking for our keeper, especially in this new revolution stage of cricket. If you say that you would not drop 𝚎 I accept that. I would drop him, but I would accept it if you say you would not drop him. But I cannot accept if you are going to tell me that the standard for our keeper is to average 28 with the bat. That cannot be the standard. I run it forward. I asked the same question. I said it at the beginning of the broadcast. We should have started this morning with Joseph and Warrican, and they choose to start with Older. I do not know why. As please slash a like on the video. As let's watch this over from Warrican. He's round the wicket to Kohli. Kohli is off the back foot and stroking it out to the man at short extra cover, who's Brathwaite. So the field for Kohli is a slip, a gully, or you could say a second slip and a silly point. Warrican round the wicket, ball to Kohli. Kohli again drives, open the face of the bat, and he guides it to the man at backward point, and again there is no run. He remains on 41. So Warrican is bowling very good here to Kohli. He's getting some turn, but it's very slow turn. You can see it. He needs probably just to pitch it up a little, but don't go into the drive. That's a better line. That's a better length as Kohli plays the ball to the man at forward at silly point, and there is no run. That's the line and length that Warrican need to bowl. That was a good final delivery. It was a made over. So India are 330 for 2 after 121 overs. I was asking that same question running forward. 𝚎 century this year as captain of the B teams, nothing to you plus the victory. 𝚎 century this year as captain of the B team means nothing to you plus the victory. It means something to me, but what I'm saying, Ian Conard, and I know you understand the point that I'm making. I said it so many times just since the broadcast started. One, well, Joseph is coming into the attack. One, I am not attacking 𝚎. Two, if you believe that 𝚎 should remain in the team, I have no issue with that. But please do not have an issue if I say that he should not be in the team either. Because this community is about voicing opinions. And this community, I will continue to say it, we do not have to agree with each other's opinion once we keep it civil and have a very good time. Have a beer, have a discussion, have some water. And please remember to click on the one-win link in the video description. So Ian, that's what it's all about to me. So Joseph's first ball was played out for a single, that it was played out into the offside and for a single. So Jariswal will come into strike now, and Cornwall is being shown on the screen. That was a very good last over from Warrican. You know, a very good over. I want to see Joseph try to bowl a fast, short spell. A short spell of 4 overs, and short in that he bowls short to the batsman. Attack the badge on their helmet. Attack their armpit. That is what I want to see Joseph do. As Kohli seconds over his bat and wait on Joseph. Joseph now is moving in. He's just about there and he bowls to Kohli and he pitched up down the leg side and the batsman turned it away down to the boundary for 4. Did he make contact? Yes, 4 runs. That was a wayward delivery by Joseph. Pitched up and Kohli just clipped it off his pad down to fine leg for 4. He moves on to 45. Jariswal is on 157 and the score moves up to 335 for 2. I think we can pull off a draw if India leaves us a day and a half to bat. The champion, in all honesty, when Jadeja and Ashwin start bowling on that pitch, it will be a different kettle of fish. It will be something different. You are going to wonder if that is the same pitch that West Indians were bowling on. Joseph over the wicket, ball to Kohli, and Kohli defends that tight, very tight to Kohli, touching down on about mid and off stump, and he shows a solid defensive bat, and it goes out into the offside, and there is no run. The champion, I'm telling you, these batsmen are too relaxed. Yes, they are too relaxed. That is true. I hope Joseph can bowl fast. Yes, Ian, how you doing? I think that you are making excuses for this stupid dead wicket by WICB. I'm not making any excuses, you know. I'm not making any excuses. We did bowl well. We did bowl well. Joseph over the wicket, ball to Kohli, a short rising delivery, which he turns to the man at forward square leg, and there is no run. The score remained 135 for 2. Ian, why would you say that? Explain more, Ian. Explain. Drop catch a moment ago. You missed it. Oh, I missed a drop catch a moment ago. Whoa. Tell me more. Yes. Oh, tell me more. I seen more than one person saying drop catch. Tell me more. Tell me more about it. West Indies have to bat 3 times for the runs that India make. Oh, what a good shot there, Chris. I love that one. Let's watch as Joseph over the wicket again. Ball to Kohli, and that one tight to Kohli again, and middle and half stump. He has to defend down back the offside of the pitch and the field at mid-off field. This is good bowling here from Joseph. After that ball that was clipped to find leg, he has come back well. He came back well now. So let's watch. This is the final delivery of his first over of the morning. The score is 335 for 2. Right over number 122. So the West Indies bowlers have kept it reasonably tight. 3 times is an understatement. Chris Lawler. Yeah, that is true, Chris. Glenn Campbell. Drop. So Glenn Campbell, I'm coming to your comment. Just let's watch the final delivery of this over. Joseph makes his way in. He passes the umpire just about now and ball to Kohli. 2 straight, but Kohli clipped it to mid-wicket, and they go through for a single. And the score at the end, of the over is 336 for 2. Kohli is on 46. With him, George Swallow is on 157. And at the end of the over, 336 for 2. Drop the silver and play anybody else. Even Ramdin, as a matter of fact. All these boomerang players must go, with the exception of Chanderpaul, Atanaz, Joseph, and to a lesser extent, Warwick and Fresh. Okay, so you're dropping Brathwaite also. Okay, Glenn Campbell. So that's Glenn Campbell's opinion. Oh, I just love it. We have good young players. Kirk McKenzie. Sherwin is always saying this. And one of the things that I know that Sherwin is very happy about now is that I am saying it is time to give the young players a chance. Kirk McKenzie, Alec Atanez, Brandon King, Joshua Da Silva, Teddy Bishop, Kevlin Anderson, Yannick Carrier. But Yannick Carrier is not so young. Isn't Joshua Da Silva about 30 years old now too? So, but I understand your point. I get your point, Sherwin. I get your point. So that was a chat. Tell me, what was someone was saying that I missed the drop chat. Ola should not hold a red ball in his life. Ola should not be playing any format for the West Indies. Ola average continues to go lower and lower and lower in all 3 forms of cricket. His batting average is going lower and his bowling average is going higher. So he should not be playing. Warwick Hunter continues. West Indies need 1 selector, each for batting, fielding, and bowling. I do not understand the point, Nichols. Could you elaborate some more? Have you seen McKinley Clark bowl? He looks faster than Joseph to me. So Warwick continues to bowl to Kohli, and Kohli again stroke this one out to the man at cover point. Warwick is really causing some trouble here for Kohli. Let's watch. He continues to bowl round the wicket, up to the wicket and bowl to Kohli again. Kohli defends down the offside of the pitch. The man at short extra cover field, Brathwaite, and there's no run. So it's 2 slips, a silly point, a man at short extra cover, which is Brathwaite. So Warwick exerting some pressure here on Kohli, but he's determined. Round the wicket, bowl to Kohli. Kohli again defends. The man at silly point field, are still mid off field and there's no run. Warwick to bowl to Kohli. This is a good spell from Warwick. It's not as penetrative as one would like to be, but he's keeping it very tight as Brathwaite makes some adjustment in the field. He's bringing in the long off the boundary. So let's watch. There's a slip. There's a two slip, a forward shot, like an extra cover, and a mid-off as Warwick into Kohli. And Kohli on the back foot, he just short this ball to the man at short extra at still mid-off, and there is no run. This is a good, I like this strategy from Brathwaite. Asking Kohli to go over the top, but defends again, out into the offside, to the man at backward point, and there's no run. So I do not mind this from Brathwaite, bringing up the long off, to mid-off and say, go over the top, asking Kohli to go over the top. So Warwick again bowl to Kohli, and Kohli again, nice delivery, solid defensive strokes, and he played it out into the onside, the man at short middle field, and again, there's no run. The end of the over, the score remained 336 for 2. Good bowling here by Warwick. As I said, it lacks the penetration that one would like, but he's bowling very good at this time. Yes, have you seen 𝚒𝚜𝚒𝚘𝚗 bowl? Yes, I've seen him. He's fast, but he reminds me of someone like Patrick Patterson or probably 𝚠𝚒𝚒𝚗𝚒, who fast, but is not showing the control that I would like. The fast is not as control as the Ambrose fast, or it is not even as control as Joseph fast, which maybe even Joseph fast is a poor example. But he's fast, but I think he needs to work on his control. We have to play Mackenzie in the second test. I have no doubt about that in my mind. Glenn Campbell, one. Explain more. Poor thinking captaincy from the West Indies. Changing live broadcast. Explain that. As we watch, Joseph moves into bowl to Jarsal, and Jarsal drives. Can't beat the man at cover, and there is no run. 336 for 2. Craig Brathwaite captaincy is in question. Decision making is up for discussion. Sure, Craig Brathwaite comes across as a very bright gentleman when I talk to him, but his captain decision always seem not to hit in the nail on the head. Please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button as we watch Joseph turns now. At the top of his mark, he's now beginning to move in. He's halfway there. He passes the umpire just about now and ball to Jarsal, and Jarsal cuts down to third man into the boundary for 4. That was short outside the off stump by Joseph, and Jarsal just cut, and it flew away down to third man for 4. The score moves up to 340 for 2. That's what I was saying. I want to see Joseph bowl short, but I want him to bowl more at the batsman body. So that was a 100-run partnership for the third wicket between Kohli, who made 46, and Jarsal also made 46 in the partnership. So the partnership comes up off 267 deliveries. When you look at it, it is slow. That is very slow, but West Indies bowling steady, but not penetratively, as I said. So Sherwin is saying that Dujan averaged 31.94. That's almost 5 more than Da Silva 27. Let's watch 28 as Joseph over the wicket to bowl to Jarsal, and that's a better delivery. The batsman managed to squeeze it out into the covers. And did they go for a run? I do not see if they have gone for a run, but good work by the fielder at cover. No, they have not gone for a run. 161. He remains on 161. 340 for 2. Quick guess maybe. Only Courtney Brown had a lower average. So just, okay, only Courtney Brown have a lower average. Okay, Glenn Campbell, thank you for that. Although it's a guess. I would have played the academy fast bowler Jordan Lane. But why are we bypassing Akeem Jordan and Jaden Seals? You know, remember that we have Akeem Jordan and we have Jaden Seals. Look at our West Indies attack. I am not saying we are the best team in the world. Nowhere near. As Jarsal seconds over his back, Joseph over the wicket bowls to him. Good tight delivery and mid and half stump going across him, and he plays it out to the man at cover, and there is no run. So that was a good delivery from Joseph there. I am not saying we have the greatest bowling attack. But look at the potential of Jada Seals, Akeem Jordan, Gutakesh Moti, and Alzarri Joseph in a 4-man West Indies bowling attack. Look at those potential. And if you want to add Kyle Myers to bat at number 6 and to give you 15-20 overs, I am all right with that. My position on Kyle Myers, if he cannot give you 15-20 overs, he should not play as a batsman. Joseph over the wicket, ball to Jarsal, and he drives to the man, beat the man at extra cover, but the man at mid-off runs to his right-hand field, and they go through for a single. He moves up now to 162 and they score to 341 for 2. As Joseph walks slowly back to the top of his mark, Kohli comes into strike, who is on 46. You know, look at the attack like that. Was this wicket dead when we bat? Sherwin out, apart from Chanderpaul, all our batsmen blatantly, nobody can tell me anything different. All of our batsmen blatantly threw their wickets away, apart from Chanderpaul. Chanderpaul got a good seed from Ashwin, but the rest of the batsmen threw their wickets away as Kohli circles over his bat and Joseph moves in bowl to Kohli, and Kohli defends down the onside of the pitch, and there is no run. That was a short delivery rising towards his chest, but he defends it down the onside of the pitch. The end of the over, and at the end of the over, there are 345 for 2. So Glenn Campbell, let's see. Who we have playing now that is not afraid of fast bowling or even good spin? Well, it's hard. But the thing about it, and as I said yesterday, because this thing has just become so frustrating. Oh, put an average of 25.05. And then if someone say Hope should play, I won't tell that person no. I personally wouldn't play Hope. As Mr. Davis said yesterday, he needs to play Hope because he needs to have some Hope in the team. So I don't know. I don't know. Who do you play? Do you play King? Do you play Brathwaite, Chanderpaul, Mackenzie, Atanase, King as a 5 batsmen? Is that your 5 batsmen who you are going to pick from 1 to 5? Do you bat Sinclair at 6 to give you some extra bowling option? Because I think Sinclair is a good batsman who can develop. Do you bat him at 6? Do you change the Silva, as I said, and bring in Pooran and ask Pooran to bat at number 7 and say, Pooran, bat at number 7, bat 20 overs and we are good. Warwick to Jarasal, and Jarasal go for a big shot over mid-off. Let's see, was that a 6 or a 4? But that was a big shot by Jarasal. I've not seen the signal as yet. So Warwick pitched up to Jarasal, and Jarasal onto the front footed high over long off for 6. So that's 6 runs from Jarasal. So he just gave that one a little bit more here. Now he has been bowling very good to Kohli. So maybe you need to give Jarasal a single and get him on strike and get back Kohli on strike and see if he can get that wicket, because he has been bowling very, very good. So he now moves to over the wicket, bowl to Jarasal. That's a better delivery. The batsman is onto the front foot and he defends right in front of him. The fielder forward short leg looks to be Raymond Reefer, comes across the pitch and field, and there is no run. Jarasal seconds as Warwick over the wicket and bowls now to Jarasal, who defends. Loud appeal, take him on the pad, not outside the umpire. That was a loud appeal. A loud appeal. The Silva has his hand on his helmet, but he should not be. He should not be. Let's watch the review here and see what is going to happen. That was a loud appeal, not outside by the umpire. So he comes over the wicket, bowl to Jarasal. Oh, I think it missing. I think it probably shaving leg stump. It may be umpire call. We will see very shortly. Very shortly we'll see. Let's see. It pitch outside off, impact inline, wicket missing. Yes, good decision, as I said. Good decision. Good decision. And again, you have to wonder about the reading of the game by Da Silva. Because there he is with his hand on his head, like, so, oh, Jesus Christ, oh, that wasn't out. You really have to wonder about the reading of the line of the delivery by Da Silva. You have to have some concern. You have to. I need to see the captain remove himself from 1 and put himself in 4th spot for the next game moving forward. So Scrooge is giving us an opinion there. He believes that Brathwaite should go down to number 4, and that's his opinion. Maybe if he does that, it will work. Who to tell? You know, who to tell? We need to do something different. We need to do something different. Would I do that? I wouldn't do that. But I don't have a problem if it is tried. And I don't have a problem with Suge's opinion. We need nothing, anything that we try. Anything. We can try anything now. If someone, would I be satisfied if West Indies make 350 in the second innings? Yes, I would be satisfied. But what I would not be satisfied with Supernova 22, if someone making a 50 or a 60 or a 70, and we think that guarantee them a place in the next match. It doesn't. Their performances have been so poor that the only way you are to be guaranteed a spot in the next match is less you make a very big 100. And I'm talking about from 1 to 6 in the batting order. And I'm not saying that the bowling, sorry, we should drop bowlers, but we are talking about batsmen. And I think that those who bat from 1 to 6 are playing as a batsman. But I would be satisfied, Supernova. Thank you for the correction with that silver age. Thank you for the correction showing there, putting in the silver age too. Welcome to the show, Abdullah. Good morning. My update on Cornwall, we need him like now. I'm sorry. I just tuned in. I'm sorry if you talk about him already. Well, Cornwall had left the field yesterday, but he's on the field now. So I guess he has to spend the time on the field that he spent off the field before he can bowl again. My understanding of the rule is that once he was off the field yesterday, the same. So if he was off the field yesterday for an hour and 22 minutes, he need now to spend an hour and 22 minutes as Joseph over the wicket ball to Jarasal, and he defends to the man at short extra cover, and there is no run. So that's the situation. He has to spend the same amount of time on the field that he spent yesterday. Continuing, boss, you are on song this morning. Let no man dissuade you. Thank you, Glenn Campbell. Thank you. Oh, I'm saying the things. Thank you. Cricket forum, at what point will India declare 320 lead around tea time? My understanding is that they're not scoring that fast. They will declare when Kohli reach 100. If Kohli makes 100, they will declare. If he doesn't get out before that. So they are waiting on Kohli to make 100. So if we can, around tea time, Kohli should be at 100, probably around tea time, or just a little after tea, judging at the scoring rate. After that, they are going to up the tempo, and then you will see a very different batting pitch. You are going to wonder if this is the same pitch that India was batting on. You are going to wonder if this is the same pitch that the West Indies was bowling on. Blessing, Just Sport. I saw your video yesterday. I commented on your video yesterday. I saw it. Blessing, Just Sport. Blessing. Joseph over the wicket to bowl to Jarasal. He bowls to Jarasal who defends. He just stands up straight and defends the ball to the man at short extra cover, and there is no run. Is there any player who you drop even if they make 40 or 50? I think Reefer needs a big score to stay. Supernova 22, I am telling you, there are only 3 players that is sure of their game for the next match if I was the selector. I'm giving Brathwaite and Chanderpaul this test series. I'm giving them this test series. Those two, as I said previously, since that world record part, Joseph over the wicket ball to Jarasal against defend into the offside to the man backward point at Atana's field and there's no run. Since that big World Cup partnership in Zimbabwe, none of the two of them has passed 50. But I'm giving them this series. And so apart from those two and Atanes, Reefer, Blackwood, it's Reefer, Blackwood, older, they are not playing the next match. If I was the selector, they are not playing the next match. Those three definitely not. Reefer, Blackwood, older, not playing the next match. The only way, as I said, the only way Blackwood or Reefer play the next match for me is lest they make a big 100. This foolishness with Blackwood, who is cracking an half century every time that he's about to be dropped, must stop. It must stop. You know, we cannot continue this foolishness with Blackwood, that every time he's about to be dropped, he cracked an half century and like buy a game for the next series. That foolishness must stop. If he wants a game in the next match, it must be a big 100, a very, very big 100. Otherwise, well, there we got a wicket. Jarasal goes, finally Jarasal goes. Oh my God, Jarasal out and my screen froze. Can you believe it? Jarasal is out. I saw the umpire raise his finger and Jarasal out. We finally got a wicket. We are getting him for the second time. This is the second time he's been out. The umpire finally rose his finger and Jarasal is out. So Jarasal gone after a magnificent innings. It's a magnificent innings and Jarasal is gone. So West Indies have picked up their third wicket. And so it's now 3 wickets down, finally. We are grinding into the ground. Against India, against the Indians, all you have to do is to be very fast and aggressive. Keep them jumping and don't let them circle, you know. So Jarasal is out. Good innings by the young man, Rahane, who I rate this young man highly. I rate him highly. Valerie Her, good morning. Brathwaite dropped the catch. It's time to attack Kohli with everything in the kitchen sink. I agree with you. Well, Dennis Barnaby, welcome to the show. Good morning to Sir, the cricket firm. Thank you. Mr. Casanova, how are you? 3 or 4 of these guys need to be replaced next game. I agree with you 100%. The champion. Go to commentary from you, like always, as the West Indies Cricket Board ever contact you to do a live commentary on any games. No, they have never done that. They have never done that. Maybe they would never do that either. I don't know. Do you think they would do that, the champion? I don't know. Ian Coulthard, that's in the past. If a keeper was a specialist position, someone like Bairstow will be keeping for England. That's in the past, Ian. That's my opinion again. Ridley Jacobs averaged 28. Wow, I thought he averaged more than that. Wow, I got you. I got you, Ian Coulthard. Ian Coulthard, I fired some shot from me, you know. I'm on the defensive here. I'm on the defensive. Well done, Ian Coulthard. The drinks is on me. Well done, sir. Well done, Ian. Well done. I love that. That's why I say I love the community. I just love that type of banter. I just love that. I just love it. If Reef and Black could score 100, I'm still dropping them. Wow, Sharon rough. Cricket Forum, since that umpire made that atrocious decision off Roach, I just stopped watching. Claude Murphy, I understand, but that's not what frustrates me now. Because if we never burn our 3 review, we could have reviewed that one. You know, Claude Murphy. So that doesn't frustrate me so much. Because the umpire made 1 mistake, but we made 3 mistakes. Because we reviewed 3 decisions that we thought were out, but in fact, the umpire had got it right. If Da Silva not performing with bat, I want to see Hope replace him. Again, I say, Mr. Casanova, I have no objection to those things. I have no objection. At least the Dominican fans are still happy after 3 days of torture and finally a wicket for Joseph Jarasal with a masterclass innings and debut. Yes, he batted well. He batted well. Although Roach should have gotten that wicket. Thank God, lol, I didn't want him to make a double hundred on debut. That is true, the champion. Yes. It's so I play the cricket in a champion. I don't want a man to make 100 against me. And I don't want a man to make especially double hundred. So Rana averages under 40, but we wish we have a batsman averaging 38.97, don't we? We wish we have a batsman. We'll take Rana into our side right now. That 38.97 average. Which one of our batsmen averaging it? Chanderpaul average have sunk below that too, right? His average one of the time was about 80. But it has sunk below that at this moment. Firstly, we need to prepare good fast pitches. Secondly, we need to go back to playing club cricket, regional cricket. Thirdly, the players has to be committed and patriotic. Norman Ferguson, you're spot on. You're saying some good stuff there. Blackwood and Ola should just quit before the selectors drop them. Just like that, even if they both scored double century. Shooks, yeah, you just Blackwood finished long time. Changing Lives broadcast saying that Blackwood finished long time. To be honest, I used to defend Blackwood. I defended Blackwood a lot. But my position right now is that Blackwood time has come. His time has come unless he made a big double century, a big century in the second innings. And I have nothing against Blackwood. I think I've said it here many times that Blackwood is someone that I know a very long time. And Blackwood is someone who was taught by my wife at school. So I personally have nothing against Blackwood. And I know the assistance that my wife used to give the young man. So I have nothing against him, right? But I think his time has come. And maybe it's because of that relationship as a student teacher that my wife had with him. Maybe that's why I backed him so long. But I think his race has been run. I think it is time for him to go. Blackwood and Ola should just quit. Yes, I read that one already. Who is giving up 150K US dollars? Okay, Sheldon, I got your point. You're talking about Pooran. But is he going to get a... So Sheldon, all right, reason this out now. So he's not coming for the ODIs or the T20 either? Because this tournament ends the 30th of July. And it is good to see that cricket started in the US last night with a bang. Although some persons are trying to play it now. So Sheldon, are you saying that he's not coming for the ODIs or T20 either? He's talking about Pooran. Giovanni Reed, welcome to the show. Long time I haven't seen you. That one pitch and turn. He continues to bowl good to the right-handers. Not the penetration that I expected though, but he continues to bowl good to them. He's getting some turn. If Warrican is getting that turn, what is going to happen when Jadeja and Ashwin start bowl? On the back foot, go round and he clips this away. Through forward of square for a single in the vicinity of mid-wicket, and they go through for a single. So Ron is off the mark. Kohli's on 47. Ron on 1. 352 for 3. So India is now leading by 202. I think they're just waiting for Kohli to get 100 for them to declare. Kohli's on 47. He seconds over his bat as Warrican round the wicket, bowl through him. He defends and the ball comes off the bat. There's a peel there for a caught. The umpire said nothing. That one didn't come off the bat to me. He clearly bounced to Cornwall. There's no way on earth that ball could come off the bat and go to Cornwall that way. That's not out. There's no way. There's no way that ball will defy physics if it came off the bat and lobbed to Cornwall like that. Nothing is in it. Let's watch. Nothing is in it. It missed the bat by a mile. You know, there's nothing in it. Nothing in it. It's the bat hitting his foot. The bat hitting his foot. There's nothing in it. It missed the bat by a mile. This umpire is blind. This third umpire is blind. There's no way the ball could go to Cornwall that way. It would defy physics. Sheldon, you say that I am talking about Blackwood and the others. Oh, you're saying that they are not going to give up their retainer contract and resign. I got your point. I got your point. But we need to take it away from them then. We need to, and that's why you remember yesterday I was making the point that maybe it is time that we start pay the players to play and stop giving them retainer contract, because the retainer contract is probably making them not working as hard as they should, because they know whether or not they make runs, whether or not they are in the team, they have their retainer. And so I would really support a pay to play. I would really support removing the retainer contract and pay to play. I will support that. I would support that. To be fair, Pooran always show up for us in white ball cricket. Yes, Mr. Casanova, that's what I'm saying. But I got it mixed up because I thought that Sheldon was saying that Pooran will not give up his contract to come and play for West Indies. I thought that's what Sheldon was saying. But in effect, what he was saying is that the guys who are on retainer are not going to give up that money. So they are not going to resign. They are not going to step down. They are going to be away. So I understand you. I understand you. Share up test average. Yes, Ian Coulter is 25.01, which that's what Ian Coulter have beat me hard this morning, you know. I think West Indies purposefully make slow pitches to extend the games. But our Giovanni Reid, so is the captain lying? Because if that's the case, the captain had said that he had asked for a fast pitch. So I don't know. Major League Cricket got a really good pitch yesterday. It was a nice, hard pitch. I think they have someone from Australia working on that pitch. Cricket Forum, I can't really subscribe to that because I would think after a while being in the team, the players would expect some kind of contract security reward. Again, Supernova, you know my position. I take your point, so I know that there's a different angle to what I'm saying, pay to play. And if you see that they should get a retainer, I have no issue with that. But my opinion at this time, and Joseph Ball to Kohli and Rani clip this past the square leg umpire down to the man on the square leg boundary who runs in off the boundary, picks up the ball roughly 20 meters in from the square leg boundary and send the return into the keeper and another run for Rahane. So this just came to me yesterday, Mr. Casanova, Mr. Supernova 22. It was not something that I thought out or anything. And it just came to me yesterday. So I do not have an opinion. I do not have an issue with someone who thinks that the retainer should remain. Before yesterday, I would have said the same thing, but it just came to me yesterday, so I don't know. Joseph, ball to Kohli and Kohli defends, and the ball got the inner portion of the bat and run down in the position of a short fine leg that Silva moves smartly from behind the stump and collect, and there is no run. So Joseph causing a little issue here. They should have left the grass on the pitch. I agree with you. I don't think it is purposefully personal. I think our pitches continue to deteriorate and we have no idea. That's the point. That's why I call them groundsman. I do not call them curator, Mr. Casanova. That's why I call them groundsman. The umpiring has been terrible. I do not. It's one clear mistake I saw, and that one clipped away. Through forward of square by Kohli. They gone for one. That's all they will get as the man on the square leg boundary runs into the vicinity of mid-wicket and another run. So Kohli is now on 49 or 48. That's look like Kohli is on 48. Rana is on 2. So Kohli on 48. Rana on 2. And India are 204 runs ahead. They are 354 for 3. That's why I call him. Groundsman. Winston King, in my opinion, it has not been terrible, but I take your point. It's as our reviewer. If the umpiring is terrible, what you say about us burning our 3 reviews and poor decision? I'm thinking West Indies need to hire someone some new creators. Fine, I agree with that. Although Ganga said he's working with a university from Australia to help with pitches, he said it was on Maces and guests. That is good from Ganga. These are the things that I love. I love these things. The only way for West Indies to improve is to have balanced pitches. Let the batsmen bat and give something to the bowlers to work with. So Unchanged Warrican has been bowling from morning. Round the wicket again, bowl to Kohli. Again, Kohli get a good stride in this time and he beats the man at forward short leg and got it in the gap between mid-off and backward point, and they're through for a single. So Kohli now moves up to 49. Rahane is on 2. Kohli is on 49. Let's watch this over from Warrican. Warrican round the wicket now to bowl to Rahane, the vice captain of the team. As he in bowl to Rahane, and Rahane strokes the ball out into the offside. Can't beat the man at cover, who is Chanderpaul, who field, and there's no run. 355 for 3. The lead have now pushed up to 205. Round the wicket comes Warrican, bowl to Kohli on the spot. He turns that away into the onside. The man at short mid-wicket swooped on it, and there is no run, and he tossed it back to the bowler. The score remained 355 for 3. Kohli is on 49. Rahane is on 2. As we watch, Warrican was bowled unchanged for the morning so far. He comes in and he bowled to Rahane, and Rahane now turns this into the onside, just past the umpire, and they go through for an easy single. And the score moves up to 356 for 3. It has been a very good morning. I enjoyed the conversation, very good. It's nice that you have been here. West Indies need a new selector and use the 4 days championship to pick the team, and they pick a 23-man with a 2-week camp. Yes, Dean Tomlinson. Dean Tomlinson, I support those type of things. Let me tell you something. And Sheldon, Mr. Casanova, John P. Nicol, Supernova 22, all of them laugh at me last year, November 21 last year, after the regional Super 50. I come on the program, I name a squad, and I said this squad should go in camp. I ensure that the T20 players who are the Globetrotters were not in the squad. And I named that squad. It includes Atanase and Brandon King and a number of the guys. And I said, this squad should go in camp. I said to them, this squad should also go to South Africa for the one-day series. Because West Indies is not going to go to the World Cup unless they followed these instructions. Sheldon Smith and Mr. Casanova and John P. Nicol and Supernova 22 and 007, and all of them, they laugh at me and say rubbish, and they say some, but I know it was good banter. But if West Indies had followed me then, we probably would have qualified for the World Cup. Roach is it to bowl to Rahane, and Rahane strokes this ball to the man at cover. Is he out? Yes, Roach has picked up his wicket. A soft dismissal. Rahane probably sitting too long in the pavilion. Just stroke it straight to the man. And West Indies have picked up their 4th wicket. So another wicket there for the West Indies. Another wicket there for the West Indies. So West Indies have picked up their 4 wicket. Why off he's slow and so on. Oh, sorry about that. So Rahane probably sitting with the pads on so long. That one was pitched up from Roach, and he just stroked it straight to the man at cover. So West Indies got another wicket. So India now 4 down, 356 for 4. So Ishan Kishan batting at 6 for the first time in his life. Oh yes, finally, yes, we got a wicket. West Indies do good. Donovan Cameron, are you related to Dave Cameron? You know, what did Jason Mohammed and Imran Khan did to get picked by Trinidad again over younger players? So, Mr. Casanova, I'm glad you bring up that point. You know, why I'm particularly glad that you bring up that point. Oh, is Ravindra Jadeja coming to the crease, averaging 35.61. We wish we have someone. We wish we have a spinner like Jadeja, averaging 35.61 with the bat. That is one of the reasons, and we have seen it happens in places like Guyana also. We have seen it happens in Windward Islands. We have seen, and now we have seen it happening in Trinidad. We have seen it happen in Jamaica. From time to time, and even recently, I heard that Chris Deering, who I think was the chief executive officer at the World Cup in 2007, is saying that the countries need to split. I heard somebody brought it to my attention. I never heard the detail. But it's rubbish Chris Deering is talking, rubbish. Because oftentimes we talk about players should be selected, and oftentimes we get caught up in the country thing instead of the West Indies. But the same thing that we criticize the West Indies for, it is happening in these countries. There's no way 𝚒𝚒𝚒𝚘𝚒𝚗 and Imran Khan should have still been in the Trinidad squad. No way. No way. You know, and as Mr. Davis said yesterday on the show, even the Trinidadian Parliament, sometimes there's great conflict between Tobago and Trinidad. And that is why I always keep the show to a West Indies perspective. When someone starts to talk about a country and players from a particular country, now all of these players are from particular countries, but talk about the player. Don't label the player with a country. The player is a West Indian player. Is a West Indian player, not a Trinidad player, not a Barbados player, not a Jamaican player, not a Windward Islands player. The player is a West Indies player. And so there's always conflict of selection. There's no way Imran Khan and Mohammed should have been retained by Trinidad. No way. So we have gotten the fourth wicket. Jadeja has come in. I think they said, well, Kishan is a left-hander also. So they're really waiting on Kohli to make 100. Now, once Kohli make the 100, India is going to declare, and it will be a different pitch again. I am telling you, it will be a different pitch. It was good to be here this morning. Please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. Have a great day, everyone, as Roach Bowl down the leg side to Jadeja, and the keeper skips across and collect. Thank you for being here. It was time well spent, and once again, I enjoy your company. Have a great day, and we hope that West Indies will make some good runs. Take care and be blessed. Take care of your loved one.